fucking seat. Good evening and welcome to the Bitterknitters podcast. It is Wednesday, February 6th, 2019. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey.
And so is Ryan.
Hey, how are you?
How was the dengue fever?
It was great. I lost 75 pounds being on dengue. I recommend it.
The dengue diet. What are you doing, Ryan? Your skin looks amazing. How is it dengue?
I'm so surprised you guys know about dengue because it's West Nile in the Western Hemisphere. Right? We talk about West Nile here, we don't really talk about dengue.
Arthur and I are uncouth and unread and
no, not that at all. No, I'm just saying, like, not a lot of people know about dengue. Even people who are from those parts of the world that have dengue fever, when they come to the U.S., they're like, "What's dengue?" Shut the hell up! It's West Nile virus.
What happened with Zika? Like, nobody is having Zika babies anymore?
I don't. You know what? I think Zika was a made-up thing.
It's definitely not made up.
God.
It's real, but
Yeah,
again, it was
real.
another one of those distraction techniques.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I remember, like, they said that's why Meghan Markle wasn't going to go to, like, Zimbabwe or someplace because she didn't want to get Zika.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's understandable, but they don't really have that in Africa. But you haven't heard about it anymore. Like, this whole crisis was happening.
There's so much stuff like that. Like, what happened to the H1N1 flu virus?
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
It wiped out so many people, but it just kind of fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or even that bout of MRSA.
Yep.
Is it MRSA or the
that's
Middle
still
East
bad. If
respiratory?
you're in the hospital and you get that's got my mother's husband in. He got
No,
that.
not MRSA. I'm sorry. The Middle Eastern respiratory infection. Whatever that was. Remember a couple of years back?
Oh, that must be
very
that.
afraid.
I'm thinking of something else then.
Yeah,
MRSA was when you got in hospital.
Oh yeah, MRSA is like, I think it's kind of like a staph infection, right? But
yeah,
this was it was called Middle Eastern respiratory something. I remember my cousin. It was extremely bad in South Korea.
But instead it was like from Middle East or something.
Supposedly. And I had a cousin who went to South Korea first before coming to the US, and we were like, no, you're not coming to see me, bitch.
That was
like,
just made by ISIS. That was,
I don't know, it just disappeared.
Biowarfare. I'm missing this story here. I don't know what's going on. Here it is. Okay, so let's. I just want to give a quick update. I just got to find it on my list here. I'm very unprepared today. We talked about the school last week. Arthur and I did. Ryan was, having the dengue. And we talked about the school superintendent that was arrested for taking a student to a doctor and using her son's name and her work insurance to get him some medicine. So she has officially resigned now.
Yeah.
And these are the charges, because remember, we didn't really have a list of what the charges were. She's been charged with official misconduct, insurance fraud, insurance application fraud, and identity deception. And again, the article kind of reiterates that she probably won't get anything other than some probation and some community service.
Yeah.
But yeah,
is she from the US or Canada?
Yeah, no, she's from the US. No, that wouldn't have been a problem in Canada. He could have saw a doctor, and I mean, she would have had to pay out of pocket for the medicine, but yeah, anybody can see a doctor here.
I will say, there's always this there's this saying in New York City specifically. I don't know if it applies outside of New York City as well. If you have tenure as a teacher, you could do anything and they almost can't fire you.
Yeah, I've always seen that in movies and TV shows. Like, it's always a show where the guy's been like sexually inappropriate with students or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, she's a school superintendent. I doubt they would get a tenure for that, right? That's probably an elected.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, she was trying to do the right thing, and she still broke the law. She lost it. I'm sure she was forced to resign.
She committed fraud.
Yeah.
As cool of a fucking thing as it was, it's fraud. It's fraud all fucking day. Like, you have to, you have to pay the piper.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we'll ever hear from her again, if she's able to get another job, because, that's going to be a criminal record and working around students.
Yeah.
At least not in that career, maybe.
Yeah.
So we kind of touched on it just before the call started, and I told Ryan to save it for the show. So let's get into it. Hawaii is considering raising the legal smoking age to 100 years. So here's the story. So right now, you can't buy cigarettes if you're under 21. in Hawaii. Now they propose to, starting this year, make it for people under 30. Nobody under 30 years old can buy cigarettes, and then the next year nobody under 40, and the next year nobody under 50 until they get to 100 years old.
Let me just start off with this. This started in New York City, okay, not state, New York City, where you could not buy a pack of cigarettes unless you were 21 years old. And it happened so randomly. I think I was telling you this. I think we were doing the show on another place at the time, where thank God I was already 21 and I could actually go and buy cigarettes. It happened like overnight. Yeah. And I think another state followed suit recently. I want to say it's Massachusetts. I got the notification for it not too long ago, but another state followed suit that they're now at 21 as well. What I was saying before the show, and I was asking Arthur if he still smokes cigarettes, and he said yes. Yep. There's this stigma about smokers that, oh, you know, you're irresponsible and you're this and you're that and blah 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 blah. You know what? I get it, fine, but most of us are educated enough to know that smoking causes cancer, right? Like if the cigarette carton doesn't tell you enough of that, I don't know what does. I am on a journey to today is the first day, actually. I'm proud to say this. I have not had a physical cigarette at all today. I am juuling, however. I'm using a vape pen or, whatever, an alternative to tobacco or the physical cigarettes. I'm juuling. And I've been trying to quit. Most smokers, I think, also kind of want to try to quit as well. It's not the best habit in the world. It makes you stink. It makes you somewhat self-conscious in a way. It's just so absurd that you would want to raise the smoking age to 30. I don't know why. Like, what about 30? Maybe I'm a little bitter because I'm close to that age.
It's stupid, because here's the thing. If you can go to war for your country and die for your country, you should be able to smoke a cigarette. I don't care that it's a drain on your freaking medical system. You know what? So is eating fast food. So is skydiving. So is rock climbing. So is
having 7 kids.
There's a million things that can, make you get hurt. But we don't ban any of those things.
Well, for me, it's the whole being treated like a second-class citizen thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Yeah, I get that I fucking smoke like a chimney and lung cancer is probably a guarantee in my future. But fuck you, this is my life. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't do? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, as long as it's legal, there's nothing you can say to fucking, and this fucking absurd 100-year fucking, like, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah. Well, of course, the person who's proposing it, the politician, Richard Cregan, he's a former smoker. And I've never been a smoker, right? I don't like smoking. It's gross, but I still think people should have the right to smoke if they want. These reform smokers are almost like vegans. They're worse than just,
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking true.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Arthur.
No, it's just with how human beings are, what the fuck? What do you think's going to come of this? Do you think we take being told what we can and can't do real fucking well?
Yeah, because people stop doing cocaine and marijuana and LSD and opioids. And
it's kind of like I told you guys this story about the bus stop lady back when I was still working almost in the city, and she would always be at the bus stop, and I would smoke a cigarette, and I don't know what it was about that day. She really kind of ticked me off, and I said, if you don't like the smoke, you can go and take another fucking bus. Because it's an open area.
If you're not in a bus shelter, then fuck her.
I wasn't in a bus shelter at all. Her. And I try to be so mindful as a smoker as well of where I smoke. And I know that the smell isn't pleasant either. It is also, as you guys know me, of course, personally from the conversations that we all have off air, it's one of my only vices in life. I don't really drink anymore. I barely shop now. I enjoy food. It's my only vice. Now, I'm not saying that you should have a vice in life, but it is my only vice. It's not the best for the environment. It's not the best for my health. But if you have to constantly tell me what I should and should not consume, it's getting really, really annoying. And this is one of the things I'm super conservative about. It's like, okay, so you don't want big government, but you want to control what I can and cannot take.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is. Like, it absolutely is. It's a personal fucking choice, albeit a dumb one. You know what I mean? If I could take it back, I would fucking start, and I would, but I can't. I did. So, like, blow me. If I want to have a fucking cigarette, I'm going to have a cigarette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, like I've always said, you're going to encounter assholes out there like me that the second you tell me that I can't do something, well, guess what? I'm going out and doing explicitly. You know what I mean? Like,
what exactly you told me not to do,
right? Yeah. Like, that's just how I am, especially if it's coming from some douchebag politician.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Well, I just also hope that people know that there's only two real good ways to quit smoking without having to dealing with a cessation, right? I know somebody whom I was with last night. I won't mention his name. He had to be put on Wellbutrin, which is an antidepressant, because it was so bad, and he has not had a cigarette in 3 months, and he's completely good, but he had to be put because his moods were up. And this is not a person who has a history of depression. This is not a person.
But you're talking. I mean, the chemicals in your body, it takes a long time to get out.
To get out, and people don't realize it's a serious. You know, it is. It's a real addiction. It's a real thing. We are very aware. I am aware. Arthur is aware that we're addicted to the fucking cigarette.
Oh, yeah.
I get it. We're not dumb. You know, we're not stupid people. We weren't fucking born yesterday. But 30 years old, I can go to a war, right, and blow up somebody's fucking head, but I can't have a cigarette, or worse, I can't have a drink.
Yeah. Well, that's the dumbest one. That's so dumb. Like, here you go, you're fucking 17, 18, you can go to war for us, but you're not allowed to drink a beer. Well, go fuck yourself.
You can vote.
Yeah.
You can vote, but you can't, you're old enough to decide who can run the country. You're old enough to drive a car. You're old enough to, go to war, buy a gun, buy a weapon, but you can't drink or smoke.
Yeah.
And you're old enough to put yourself $500,000 in debt to go to college, but you cannot have a fucking drink.
Or even just get a credit card and get yourself in regular debt.
Yeah.
These are the things. These are, and this is why when we talk about laws, we talk about the asinine aspects of it, where it just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, and there's a lot of stupid laws that don't make sense.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But this won't stand. Like, this won't stand.
No, it's not going to happen. That's stupid.
I mean,
like, with tobacco, we'll just buy their lobbyists. Well,
and that's it. Like, tobacco's such a cash crop. Like, you can't get rid of it. You can't. It's not happening. Not until fucking the States has a complete fucking countrywide legalization of marijuana, and that becomes a new cash crop. You still make way too much money off tobacco.
Oh my God. Even in Canada, like, I've said this story so many times. I used to work at a store, a wholesale store. We sold cigarettes, cases of cartons of cigarettes, and I'd have to pay the invoices. And literally, we were paying. So you pay the price of the cigarettes to the company, and then you would send the price of the money to the government. And the taxes that we paid to the government was literally like, so say the bill was like $1,500. It was way more than that.
Oh yeah, it was
$1,500, right? It would be like $1,300 in tax.
Yeah.
So you're paying like, almost half, or almost the exact same amount.
You were telling me that I think you told me you counted like $1 million.
Oh yeah. My first time up in the office, I counted $1 million in cash.
Yeah, that store was fun. That was an interesting job.
Yeah, it was a neat kind of different kind of thing.
I don't think I've argued with that many fucking people in my entire life.
You should work at a No Frills.
Well, I worked the cigarette cage, remember? And those store owners got really fucking pissy. But no,
they expected a different kind of service, those store guys.
Yeah, it was
Talk about entitled.
Yeah.
Oh, Arthur worked at the same place?
Yeah, I wasn't there when Arthur worked there. I'd already left.
No, you were there.
Was I?
Yeah, for not very long, but you were there.
Oh, okay. I don't remember ever seeing you there.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I started off on midnights, and then they fucking.
Okay.
The guy that was doing all that stuff ended up getting MS, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah. He's a good guy too.
Yeah. I had to take over his position, which was dealing with the crazy store owners.
Yeah. But, the cage was not easy.
No. But I mean, again, like for me, it always comes down to you're not going to tell me what I can and can't do with my own fucking life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what I'm doing is not illegal. If you make tobacco illegal, then maybe I'll change my mind. You know,
well, especially a state itself is not going to be able to do that. That would have to be a federal law.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
ban that. There's no way you could do a state. I mean, maybe a little isolated, you know, South Pacific state would have a better chance of doing it, but no, it's not going to happen.
Not at all.
I only started to smoke heavily. My PAX used to last me about 4 days, if I was lucky. Now, if I was drinking, all bets were off.
Yeah.
And my PAX used to last me about 4 days, but ever since something happened, I started to smoke literally about a pack a day.
Yeah.
And I've always tried, Jacqueline, you've heard me say this before, I've always tried to quit. I've always wanted to quit. It was so expensive. It was like $13. I think they're raising it again. I think we're going to be close to 15 now in New York. I've always wanted to quit smoking. And finally, you know, I'm doing it. It's a process. I'm finally doing it right. Hopefully I am just going to be vaping. But instead of maybe doing what they're doing, raising the smoking age to 30, why don't you try to offer more alternatives that would turn someone off from smoking, you know, a physical cigarette? It's just an idea for them to think about.
Yeah. You guys have, like here in Ontario, you can get all kinds of help from the government to help you quit.
Yeah.
They'll help you get patches and pills or whatever the hell the things are, the gums and stuff.
But there's so many rules to it. First of all, when I called 311, for New Yorkers, it's 311, they told me that I have to smoke close to 2 packs a day.
Just lied and said you did.
Jesus.
You can't. Oh my God.
They know they don't test, they don't videotape you smoking.
Well, because they scare the shit out of you. They tell you, oh, if you put the patch on, you're gonna fucking die and all this stuff.
Yeah,
like, oh,
you know what? They did that to my mom because my mom, when she first tried to quit smoking, she smoked like 100s. They were like these like 10-foot long
ones, yeah.
Right? And they're like super light to begin with. And so when she got the patch, and she was on like one of the lightest patches, she got palpitations from it because it was way too much for her.
Yeah. Oh, the patch made me fucking sick. Like sick.
A lot of people get that. Yeah.
It was so
my
fucking
dad,
gross.
who's been trying to quit for a year now. Again, my dad went 5 years without smoking, went back and then quit. He's kind of back and forth. But right now he's on Chantix. It's not working. He's still smoking.
Yeah. I really feel like the best way to do it, from the people I know personally, is really just cold turkey. You just have to be done with it.
Oh my God. I went cold turkey for 10 months, and all I'm going to tell you is this. On the third day, I think Arthur knows exactly where I'm going to go with this. Third day, I wanted to murder.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure. It's when you give up anything. Yeah.
I don't think people understand how hard it is to give up nicotine, especially people that have never smoked. Like it's not fucking easy.
I don't make light of that. Anybody who quit smoking is a hero in my book. Like, good for you.
I am a hero.
But I watched my dad give it up cold turkey, and I got all the respect in the world for him for that, because I know I can't fucking do it. I've tried. It ain't happening. It's not fucking happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just want to fly to Hawaii and just fucking smoke 3 packs a day on the fucking beach.
Now that you do this vaping, can I just say, don't be one of these people that literally stand in a cloud of smoke. Oh God, those people.
No.
I went to this guy's house, and he literally vaped in his basement the entire time. He never, at least with a cigarette, you would like have one every couple minutes or every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. This guy literally stood in a cloud of vape the entire time.
Now, I'm not endorsing Juul to anybody, because there are still health risks to it, especially to kids. You should not be juuling if you're not.
I don't know about in America. In Canada, those that's not regulated, so you don't really know what's inside that.
Inside, exactly. But the smoke of a Juul dissipates much faster than a regular vape. Yes, so it's gone within seconds. It's like it is the closest thing to a cigarette. It's very, very strong. So a couple of hits and you're good. Like for me, I was in class all day today. But like I was telling you guys, I maybe went down twice.
Yeah.
And then went back up. And my packs, when I was still smoking in December, when I started vaping or juuling, my packs lasted me a week. To tell you how long that thing,
that's good.
Gave me. Yeah. So just to kind of put it into perspective to people, that's what it is for me. If you're going to try to quit smoking, try to find an alternative before you kill somebody.
Yeah.
It's fucking rough, but
it's rough.
There's a guy, I don't know where it was, but it was like the first vaping related death the other day.
Yes, that was story. It blew up and blew out his carotid artery.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean,
he just died. Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful. Don't hold it by your face too long, I guess, is the.
Well, I have a couple of buddies that have been vaping for fucking years, which is another reason why it's a big turn off for me. Just watching these guys fucking suck on these things, like it's the only thing that gives them oxygen. You know what I mean? I'm not giving up one fucking vice for another vice. Like I've never been that fucking person.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not cheap. Oh my
God. No, not at all.
Yeah, I gave up cigarettes to snort coke.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, like that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, for me, the jury's still out on it. Like, I don't mind fucking, vaping the fucking weed and all that kind of shit. But anytime I've had the tobacco alternatives, I'm just like, nope.
I just don't want to be in a closed environment with the vape because, like I said, I mean, I know cigarettes are not good. And it's very rare that I'm in a closed environment with cigarettes because most people don't smoke in their houses anymore either, right?
I wouldn't, yeah.
And if they do, I'm usually not there for like a whole day sort of experience. If I'm there and they smoke like 4 or 5 cigarettes, I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But like the vape, I don't want to be like that's like I said, it's just a fog and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's just so. I started smoking because I thought it was so fabulous. I would see there was this one woman. I don't know her name. I don't know her. She was this beautiful blonde woman, and she had this fur coat on, and she had the cigarette extender.
Oh yeah.
Right. She looked so fab walking around with her Birkin, and in my head, I was like, "That's who I want to be."
That's who Ryan is dreaming to be.
Cruella DeVille.
Started smoking. Yes, Cruella DeVille. I started smoking. I know this sounds so dumb, and I hope people aren't making fun of me for saying this. It was so cool. It was so cool until I started to smoke because of that, and then eventually it got into the whole point of I wanted to control my eating habits.
Hollywood has made us see how like sexy, like some people, like you look at a picture of James Dean with a cigarette, looks sexy. It's disgusting, but like he looks fucking hot with a cigarette. Like some people look good smoking, and there's a reason why people think smoking makes you look cool, and they start it when they're kids, right?
I mean, definitely makes you look like a rebel nowadays because you're not supposed to, and you look at all the money that's spent on anti-smoking campaigns and shit, and it is surprising that people even fucking start nowadays.
But you have a lot of like immigrants because Asia and the Middle East,
Europe has been the most smoking friendly place I've ever seen in my life. Like,
you think so, Arthur?
I
smoke inside restaurants and stuff.
I kind of have to say this: Asians.
Yeah.
And I was talking with my Asian coworker about this, and we both agreed heavily on this. Asians are notorious for drinking and for heavy smoking. You want to talk about drunks? Asians get drunk on a drop of a hat. Like, drinking is our culture. Like, I started drinking at 14.
Because a lot of Asians can't process.
I was going to say, I wonder
they have that enzyme they're missing.
Yeah, I wonder if it's the same as the native population. They just, their body can't metabolize alcohol. And that's why
because like natives are related to Asians.
No, but I mean, we drink heavily. Like Asians we have bars. I don't want to seem racist on this, but we have bars. They're not exclusive to a specific race, but that a specific race tends to go there.
Yeah.
The drinking just pours. I'll never forget. I work in insurance, as Jacqueline has ousted me on this. I work in insurance, and a bar had called for a quote. And I asked, well, what's your revenue for the year? Rather, I asked, what's your revenue, right? And they said, well, for what? For the month or for the... I was like, well, just tell me a number. So they gave me the number, and I was thinking, oh, that's for the year? He was like, no, that's a month. It was in the 6 figures.
Jeez.
It was in the 6 figures. I was astounded. This was a heavy Asian bar. We made that much money off of just straight up alcohol. We couldn't insure them. We could not insure them because of that specifically.
Oh my God.
It's in the culture. Smoking. Oh my God. Almost every Chinese person I know, no offense to Chinese people whatsoever.
But it's not even just like, like Far East Asians. You're talking about Southeast Asians smoke a ton.
Yeah.
Indians, Pakistanis, Sri Lankans. Yeah.
Because it's the cheapest device in those countries. In the Philippines, a pack of cigarettes is maybe 20 pesos. 20 pesos is dimes.
I was going to say negative cents.
Negative cents in the United States. I just want people to be aware that's not even $1. $1 is 54 pesos. It's less than $1 to smoke in the Philippines. Just saying.
Fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
But I mean, like our government here, they've tried so many different things. Like, I mean, if you want to go to the corner store and buy a pack of like premium cigarettes, you're looking at $20.
Yeah.
Right. So that yeah, no, seriously. Like,
you have to know what you want to buy. I remember I got sent to the store for someone's cigarettes. I literally was like, "What? What am I getting? I don't understand." I'm like, "They're red and they look like this."
But you know, they keep trying and it keeps failing because you know.
Well, because they're not ever gonna like. Here's the thing: if they really wanted to stop it, they would, like we said, they would make laws where it was banned. But they're not going to do that.
Of course not.
It brings in too much money.
Too much money, exactly. I mean, the last estimate that I heard, or the last number I heard about tobacco revenue, this is when we first implemented the complete indoor smoking ban in Ontario.
Right.
They were saying that, like, per year, it brings in about $15 billion in taxable revenue.
Wow.
Why would the government want to give up on billions of dollars? You know, even though it's a drain to our healthcare system, even though it's fucking bad for everybody.
They're probably not spending $15 billion covering those people that die every year.
Of course not.
So it's still a profit margin.
Right? But whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dumb. Don't fucking start.
Yeah, don't do. Well, and the good news is, I don't know about in America, but everything I've been seeing here in Canada is like there are less and less people smoking every year. So,
same in the U.S. It's significantly dropped. Back when I was in high school, you would see people kind of walking around with cigarettes. Now it is insane. The amount of people.
I was in high school. It was called the Quad, and in between, like, there was like 2 doors to the Quad where you walked through like a little outdoor hallway.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody would stand and smoke. And you were completely allowed to do that as students. People stood there and smoked. And now when I drive by my school, I see them all out front smoking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, high school is the same for me. We had our own little smoking section because, again, in Canada, you can legally smoke at 16. You're just not allowed to legally buy them until you're 19. So they couldn't stop us, right? Like, they couldn't say no. Like, we're allowed to. But it's dumb.
Yeah, don't do it. Let's move on. Let's talk about the next story. It's a sad story. So there's a young man. I don't want to say if he's a young man, but there's a man he was living in North Carolina. His name was Ed Cushman. He had ALS.
Okay.
So he applied to a thing called the New Orleans Team Gleason Foundation. And I guess kind of like a Make-A-Wish sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And he asked for Super Bowl tickets. So he got his Super Bowl tickets. On Saturday, he's driving with his brother to, go to the Super Bowl, and their van caught on fire. The brother got out of the car, like smoke was coming out. The brother got out of the car to look to see what was going on. Suddenly, flames are coming out, and it went too fast. He wasn't able to get his brother out of the car, and he literally had to stand at the side of the highway and watch his brother burn to death in a van.
Oh my God.
That's terrible.
That's really bad. But the worst thing that came to my mind, and I feel guilty for thinking this, but they said the car was like a 2007 Dodge Caravan. I'm like, they should have just got a new van instead of tickets to the Super Bowl. Like, honestly, they should have asked for a new van.
Yeah, but like that's the whole hindsight's 2020 thing. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gonna expect they're gonna fucking
of course not
catch on fire.
Oh,
I agree with Arthur on that because, and again, this is probably close to 5-6 years now. A car was making a U-turn on my block. I was still living in the other apartment, and it just went up in flames.
Oh yeah.
Out of freaking nowhere, and it looked like a brand new car at the time. I mean, it was scary to watch. No one ever knows that it's gonna happen to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But I agree with you. Sometimes it's about prioritizing what you need at the time and what's more necessary for you. No offense, I feel so bad for the family.
Everybody has the dream to go to the Super Bowl, especially a guy in America. Oh yeah, you want to go to the Super Bowl? I'd go to the Super Bowl. I think it'd be really amazing, but it's just sad that he probably wasn't in the right vehicle. Like maybe he didn't have a handicap, tricked out vehicle to help him get out quickly. With a ramp or something. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is, but he couldn't lift his brother out. It's very sad.
No, it's terrible.
He's going to be traumatized for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And I mean, this is awful also to say, at least he didn't have to live to see the game.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah. Brooklyn.
Horrible game.
Like at least one of us said it because I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know that whole
thinking it.
Super Bowl, the memes. If I were Maroon 5, I would be crying right now. The jokes, the memes that have been
See
put
the
out.
halftime show. I had to go get my son. So when I came home, I literally saw the last 10 seconds.
It was an embarrassment.
Yeah, apparently people were saying it was just so terrible. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't care enough to see it.
Oh, I was just sitting. I didn't watch a lot of the game. I kind of looked at it here and there because Scott, of course, loves Tom Brady and the Patriots, and I despise cheaters. So like, I'll never forgive the Patriots or root for them. And so just like sickened to me. And even though I was in the other room, and even when they won, Scott wasn't like, yeah, rah, rah. He's just like, you know, he said he just clapped and was like, yeah, good. So
Yeah, it was lame. That was bad. I'd be embarrassed if I was Goodell, the guy who's the president of the league. That was terrible. That was absolutely fucking terrible. But
yeah,
the whole thing. I mean, who the fuck is making these decisions for like the bands that play or the artists that play at these things? You know, the NHL All Star or fucking MLB fucking All Star. I can't remember which one it was, but they had fucking Fall Out Boy. I think it might have been the NBA All Star game last year, and they had fucking Fall Out Boy.
2003.
And I'm like, your demographic has never been Fall Out Boy.
No,
like never. You
not even when Fall Out Boy was at their peak.
You know what I mean? Exactly though. You want to get Drake or fucking like some hip hop star. Then that makes
hip-hop,
fucking
R&B,
sense.
Something.
And I was even thinking that when they announced Maroon 5 for the Super Bowl, I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense. Like this is not the fucking demographic
They're
for
not
this.
an act like because you're still okay. So like when Lady Gaga performed, she's fantastic. Now she's obviously not the demographic for most Super Bowl fans, but she's somebody that people will turn on the station.
Yes, no, that's correct.
People are not going to turn on to see Maroon 5.
I mean, apparently there was a lot of thirst going around for Adam Levine, which
but
whatever.
That's about it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was an embarrassment.
Their first album was the only good album they had.
Yeah, I know that they've been getting a lot of #1 hits. Girls Like You went #1, and then prior songs from years before they all went #1. But the first album I thought was the best for Maroon 5. Everything sucked afterwards. No offense.
Whatever it was called, yeah.
See,
he's more famous now for The Voice than he was. That's the thing, right? Like he's more famous for The Voice than he is for anything else in his career, and that's kind of sad.
That's the problem too with them trying to get. So like this is the same thing. Like when they put on Coldplay, boring ass Coldplay.
Oh, that sucks.
Right? Well, let's bring in somebody who will like make things interesting and bring in Beyonce, which I understand, whatever. But like you've got Maroon 5, and then you're bringing in like Big Boy, who hasn't been in a band since like the 90s or the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right. And you've got Travis Scott, who most people aren't going to know. Let's face it. Unless you're under 30, most people don't know who Travis Scott is.
I had no idea who he was. Like literally, he came out and like Twitter.
Kylie Jenner's baby daddy.
I was gonna say it's Kylie Jenner's baby daddy.
And that means what to me?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that means.
I know, but
that's like, what's a Kylie Jenner?
Right? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just why?
Just
stop.
It's very stupid.
Yeah.
One good thing though.
Who are you gonna get? You're gonna get a country star. Most people aren't gonna watch country star. You're gonna get the Rolling Stones. Young people don't care about the Rolling Stones anymore.
That's fair. Right? But I was for the longest time under the impression that Maroon 5 was a Canadian band, and after that piss poor performance, I went and looked it up, and I found out that they're not. So that was like one thing to be proud of.
I think they're California, right?
Yeah, they're from California. I don't know why, but I always thought at least him was from fucking Montreal.
Really?
Maybe he's just got that vibe about him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kind of that metrosexual thing.
Kind of, right? Because Montreal has a fucking vibe. Like they have, especially their musicians and their artists, which they're fucking, they're huge. But yeah, no. After that, I went and looked it up, and I'm so glad he's not Canadian. I'm just so happy.
Well, you know who is Canadian? Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And Celine Dion.
You can hate on the fucking Biebs all you want. The guy's he's not that bad. You know what I mean?
He's not that bad. I always joke around. But
when I think of how he looks right now, that's when I say, "Oh God," because he looks like a meth head now.
Yeah, no, he's not looking too good. But I mean, the guy can fucking sing.
Yeah, he writes some decent songs.
Well, his team writes decent songs, but you know what I mean. Like, no, I was happy about that because I felt some shame for a little bit there.
I feel like he did his bad boys time, and I feel like he's if he's doing any more bad boy stuff, he's keeping it to himself. He's not egging houses anymore, and he's not beating up photographers.
Didn't the guy find like Jesus?
Yeah, he's in that crazy cult, the Hilltop.
Yeah, like
church, they're crazy.
Yeah.
They're like, you know.
Well, Jacqueline and I might be performing at next year's Super Bowl.
Well, no, I mean, I guess we'd be better than Maroon 5. I would keep my shirt on. Ryan, maybe not.
But girl, I'm gonna show up in my freaking most formal outfit. It's gonna be pasties and maybe not a thong.
You know, that does kind of bring up a fairly valid point, though, because, like, you know, the whole free the nipple thing and all the guff that fucking Janet Jackson got into over it. You cannot tell me that his shirtless performance wasn't as provocative as hers was perceived to be. You know what I mean?
You couldn't even see her nipple. Like, she had that crazy nipple cover piercing thing on. You couldn't even see a nipple.
But, like, I mean, I don't know the actual, like, fucking, like, gym term for it, but, like, people were going off about the dick route. Like, how his dick route was just on fucking full display. And I was thinking, like, you know what? Yeah.
Right. Now going back to the YouTube.
But you know what I mean, though? Like, it is this weird kind of double standard. Like, so she showed her boob. Oh, no. This guy is sitting here completely topless. And, again, you can't tell me that that's not
pumping
overtly
into the camera
sexual. Exactly.
Yeah.
Overtly fucking sexual, but nothing. No one bats a fucking eye.
Yeah.
But this is also every rapper, right?
Yeah.
Where they grab their crotch constantly as they're rapping or whatever, and I don't know, like
eating ass and all kinds of stuff. Like,
if I go on stage right now and I'm like, all women are bitches and hoes, I'm getting in shit. But if I do it in the guise as I'm a rapper, then I'll get fucking applauded and I'll be called an artist.
You're just expressing your artistic freedom as a rapper, and it's okay. Well, it's just like Eminem using the F word, not fuck, but the other F word.
I'm trying to think of the last, you know, several Super Bowl performances, and Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. I'm a Bruno Mars fan. I like some of his song, but that was a fantastic performance.
He fucking crushed it. Like, that guy is one hell of a performer. Like, he's such a fucking performer.
He's not lip syncing. He's dancing. He's singing. He's sweating like he's James Brown, and he's going for it. He's good.
Yeah, no, the guy's really.
Well, the last person that we knew sweated a lot was a great performer. She turned out to not like crack, if you know what I mean.
Crack is whack. Crack is whack.
Don't worry, me and Jacqueline, we're going to be so sweaty on that stage.
When they were talking about who was going to be, and people were saying, "Oh, Kelly Clarkson," and I mean, I love Kelly Clarkson, but I can't see her bringing down the house.
No.
Do you know what I mean? She's the size of a house.
Oh, she lost weight.
Bring down the house.
She lost some weight. I couldn't think of somebody that, you know, wouldn't be, because every choice is going to be controversial.
Britney. I mean, I don't know why nobody's asked
Britney doesn't sing.
It doesn't matter. She's a great walker.
I love Britney, and I would watch it.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine Britney being the choice.
I feel like most of it is, though, you have to be the flavor of the month almost. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have some type of flash in the pan current success.
Yeah.
You know, to even be considered. And I think that's where the problem comes, is because now we're just hiring any idiot with some fucking bullshit one hit. You know what I mean? To do this stuff. And you know, like, again, people do tune in solely for halftime shows.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
most of us do.
But at least that Cardi B didn't show up with her. I can't even do it. Bitch. Yeah, that's it.
I can't say I've really heard much of her music. I've heard a song, possibly.
Marley played Bodak Yellow or whatever that's called, and I'm like, this is a song. No.
I don't see the appeal. Maybe that's just me getting old now. Like, you know what I mean? But like,
back in my day, music was better.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was just a shit. I mean, in my day, it was fucking Limp Bizkit. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot to fucking brag about. Like, I was a part of unleashing Limp Bizkit onto the fucking world. All right, so so I don't have.
You are not going to admit these things.
I
for the nookie.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was fucking huge on them. But I don't know. It's fucking weird. Like, you're talking the NFL. Like, they have the most money out of any major league fucking sport, and Maroon 5 was the best you could get.
Yeah,
like that was the best you could do. That was your fucking
I'm really surprised. There must have been somebody else. I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of Rihanna was supposed to, again, I'm going to remind people of this because Jacqueline, we spoke about this on the air.
Yes,
Rihanna was supposed to, but because of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing, a lot of artists said no.
Yeah.
Rihanna, I mean, as much as she doesn't sing and she kind of just does whatever she wants. people love her.
Yep.
I like Rihanna. I would have
People
watched
relate to her.
Rihanna halftime. I like her. You know what? I don't love a lot of her music, but I like her.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love Rihanna as
Her
her. but-
attitude, the fucking
Yeah.
the zero
Treats her
fucks given.
fans- She treats her fans so good.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like I just always think about that picture of Avril Lavigne with her fans, and she's like 10 feet away, like, don't
Yeah.
touch me. And then you see pictures like, you know, Rihanna jumps on her fans' backs and then
Yeah.
she puts her faces in their boobs, and you know, like she's having fun. And I think that's, you know, if somebody's paying hundreds or if not thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
No, the one thing that I will give Rihanna a lot of credit for, as weird as it is, she fucking showed her naked body off before the paparazzi had any fucking time to, you know what I mean, to fucking snake her. And
She owns it.
that to me,
Slim,
like,
bigger.
is amazing. Yeah.
She doesn't care. You know what? Oh yeah, I'm big now. I don't care. I
Yeah.
look fucking good, and she
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, don't give a fuck. I respect that. That's
I
real
like
punk rock.
that about her. She got a couple songs I like. I don't go out of
Yeah.
my way to listen to her, but like I said,
Yeah.
I respect her as a
Yeah,
person.
fucking
I
A.
like her a lot.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, again, because if you went to the demographic, right? If you went to your average NFL fan, it would be a Toby Keith or
Yeah.
somebody who is very patriotic and
Oh my god, we'll put a foot in their ass. Who was that? Was that Toby Keith?
yeah, exactly, right? Like
Yeah.
it should be someone like that. And I can understand why the NFL would not want to hire somebody as polarizing or with views that are, you know, deemed as polarizing like that nowadays. But at the same point, like, you're dropping the ball. Like, you're not
Yeah.
you're not doing yourselves any
Mhm.
fucking favors.
It needs to be Dolly and Kenny Rogers.
Yeah.
Enough said. I love them both.
And like this one was apparently like the least viewed fucking Super Bowl in
Yeah.
history. Like, you
I
know,
think since 2008.
Mm.
But still, that, like, you know, in 11 years, you're supposed to be going up, up, up. But I think a lot of people are turned off by the Patriots and by Tom Brady. Like, you know,
Yes.
we don't want to see
Yes.
them unless they're going to lose. We don't want to see them anymore. Unless you're in Boston, most people don't like them.
yeah, that too, and the entire you know, I don't think it was the actual campaign, but the walk away from the NFL shit, right?
Yeah.
People got so in their fucking feelings about somebody kneeling or fucking
Yeah.
what have you.
Yeah.
You know, that you had a lot of people that just said, no, I'm done. I'm not,
Yeah.
you know, which whatever, that's your prerogative. You want to,
Yeah.
you want to give up on the thing you love the most because somebody used their voice, by all means, like, you know, it's a free fucking world.
Can I also say, what the frick, Gladys Knight? Did you not age, lady? Like, she looked amazing.
That fucking national anthem was a goddamn embarrassment.
Yeah, I
That was
didn't
a
like that, but
fucking
she looked
embarrassment.
good.
And
I was okay. I'm gonna admit I was supposed to perform. I had to cancel because I had dengue,
Yeah.
and don't worry. Next year, Jacqueline and I, we're gonna blow it out because I'm gonna blow people on the.
To get dengue again, lose another 30, and he'll be at perfect weight of 12 pounds.
Well, don't worry. I'm gonna blow people away because I'm gonna blow people on the stage. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's his real talent, people. Okay, let's talk about another story. Let's talk about this. I always love to cover stories about the lotto because we've all, you know, Arthur and
Everyone
I
has lottery
we all have our lotto dreams. What ifs? So here's a story that's really kind of funny to me. So we have a $50,000 winning ticket in Newfoundland. Yeah, so you think, oh, great, what a nice story. Somebody won $50,000. But the ticket was bought with a stolen credit card.
Oh my god.
So now they've arrested the person who purchased the ticket.
Yeah.
Which obviously they should. But I want to know, does the man who owned the credit card get the $50,000?
no.
That's I was when I was reading the article when you sent it. A lot of things technically went through my head. I don't think they can stop. Technically, she won.
Yeah, she did win.
Yeah, she technically won, and I mean, granted, yes, she stole the credit card. I didn't even know that you could buy lotto tickets with credit cards. You're not supposed to. It's only supposed to be cash. That's number one. But I think the money is hers.
Well, it says the lottery, Atlantic Lottery, confirmed that she would not be allowed to keep the prize as per company policy. So I guess if you used, you know, fraudulent means to buy your ticket,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to keep your money.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, that makes absolute sense. I mean, that sucks though.
Why would you buy? I mean, buy a scratch ticket or something that is a little harder to track back. I guess you can still track it to your credit card.
Well,
Stupid.
any prize like that, you don't just go to the fucking corner store and
Yeah,
be like,
you
hey,
go
I
down
won
to
50 grand, fucking, you know what I mean?
Imagine
Like,
you finally hit it big and you used a stolen credit card. What a dumb bitch.
but that's the problem with thieves. Like, they
Yeah.
don't fucking think straight.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn. But yeah, no, that money's going back into the lottery coffers. That's
so sad.
Yeah. The bank, I'm assuming though, whatever bank she is with, will reimburse, any fucking, fraudulent fucking charges.
He can't technically get the money.
No.
He didn't win.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I bet you he's going to try to sue.
The owner of the credit card?
Yeah.
For what? For the winner? For the winnings?
Yeah.
That's stupid. You're not going to get it. Those aren't yours. Just because somebody used your fucking money to buy a ticket does not mean that that's yours.
Well, that just happened in Nova Scotia with the lady and her nephew. She got the winning.
But that was bullshit. That wasn't fraud, right? This is a fraudulent win. Like no one's getting this money. Like this money goes right back into the fucking lottery coffers. It's done. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing that anyone can do about it. At least that's my.
I agree. I think that's what's going to happen. But I could see people getting that, that little bit of greed, man.
Oh, absolutely. It's $50,000. You know what I mean? It's not enough to fucking retire, but it's still $50,000 you didn't have when you woke up yesterday. So yeah,
exactly. True. There you go.
But, yeah, that's just...
when you try to sue the lottery, who are you going up against? You're going up against our government, like, right? It's all government funded, and
they got all the things.
Exactly. You think that the people that wrote the law are going to allow you to fucking swindle them? Like, you know what I mean? No, it's not happening. Like, sorry that your shit was stolen, but I mean, just wake up tomorrow. It's fucking new day, man.
But I love lotto stories. I'm definitely literally anytime there's a lotto story, I will talk about it because I just think they're like, they're hysterical too. Like some of the things people try, like stealing a lotto ticket.
Money brings out the fucking worst in people, like the absolute fucking worst in people. It's a shame, like it really is. But I mean, that's just the nature of us being fucking scumbags.
Yeah. So let's get to maybe our final story. We'll see if we have time left after or not. This story makes me angry and makes me laugh at the same time. So here's a story about a girl. She's just identified as MS. She doesn't have her name released. She's suing, what is this called here? Dorney Park and its parent company, Cedar Fair. It's in Pennsylvania. It had their annual Halloween haunted horror nights, whatever you want to call it there. Okay. So she goes. She's scared by the quote monsters running around. And she says, "Don't scare me anymore." But like not every ghoul is going to know this, obviously. So a ghoul ran up behind her and yelled loudly behind her. Yeah. She got so afraid she fell down. And here's the quote. She suffered severe, permanent, and debilitating injuries. It doesn't elaborate what they are, but they also said, quote, caused pain, emotional and mental distress, and impairment of bodily functions. So she pissed her shit herself. She also needed medical treatment and has been unable to continue her usual activities or hold down a job.
Yeah, that happened way before that, though. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Go. No, fuck you, bitch. Like... Fuck's sakes, I hate people.
Let's go. Like, here's my thing. If you're so scared of these kind of things, why did you go there, you dumb bitch? Sorry.
Oh, God damn it. This is, again, it just goes with what I always say about us being scumbags and entitled and how we just want to exploit everything.
Excuse me.
Like, no, you don't get the fucking... No, I'm sorry. Because, and as far as I know, any of the haunted houses I've been to, there's emergency exits. So if she would have went to one of the performers and said, "I ain't fucking enjoying myself, stop scaring me," they would have escorted you directly at one of the emergency exits.
To the point where you pee your pants.
Exactly.
Apparently they sell a no boo necklace that you can wear so the ghouls don't scare you. She said the park failed to tell her that. Well, they don't need to tell you that. When you buy your ticket, you're going there to be scared. So only the pussies need to apply for no boo. And you should have
Excuse me, I am one of the pussies.
Would you go though, Ryan?
No, I will tell you a story about that. I was in the thing. I paid. I went in. I saw people. I heard people screaming. I was like, "Nope, I went right out." Yeah. Because I knew I was. I don't like being scared. I don't like being scared.
They don't touch you at most of these parks. There's a couple where you have to sign these release forms and shit. But they don't touch you. So, like, what are you really afraid of? Somebody screaming in your ear? Like, don't ever go to a city and go on a train.
You know what I'm afraid of? Me personally, for me, the reason why I'm so afraid is because I have fast reflexes and I hit.
Yeah. Yeah, and you get in trouble if you hit somebody.
Well,
Yeah, so I don't want. I like being scared in a way because it kind of gives you that the endorphins afterwards.
Yeah.
But I am very afraid because the last time somebody tried to scare me, they had a really nice thing on their jaw because I hit them, and you know what I mean. Like I know myself, and for her, it's like, why would you go to a haunted house knowing that you were going to be freaked out?
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
my whole point. Like, they should throw that out because everybody knows when you go to a place like this, you're gonna get scared if you are scarable. People like me, I'm just like, and I like crouch, you know, I hunker down into my shoulders, but I don't scream or run away for the most part, right? Now we go with our friend Spencer, and he'll literally throw you into the monsters and save his own life. Literally threw my teen daughter into monsters. So, but yeah, I can't. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Everybody knows what these things are about, and the audacity to try to sue them.
Yep.
$150,000 could like literally shut down this park. You know?
There's just so many this type of shit can't be allowed because it sets such a fucking bad precedent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what now? I can go to a baseball game and sue the fucking team because a ball came at me.
No, if you go to a hockey game and you see Gritty and you pee your pants,
or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's so fucking dumb. Ugh.
Yeah.
You
well, and then like we're gonna change it. So now it's not gonna be a scary park, and we're gonna have like minions walking around and like teddy bears hugging.
I don't want minions. That's the thing that kind of pisses me off about stories like this. I'm not for the scaring of stuff, but then we really are becoming that scaredy cat generation of people. You know what I mean? Like you can't be afraid of everything.
Well, Halloween is too scary for kids. You can't do scary costumes anymore because, you know, you don't want to scare little Sally in class. Yeah. So, like, my kid can't be a zombie because, you know, Sally's a precious little petal.
Yeah, and we'll need a safe space to fucking recover from.
No, when we were kids, you got scared. People jumped out from behind trucks and scared you, and they pretended to be scarecrows and jumped out of leaves and scared the shit out of you. That was the best part. The best part is that safe scare because you know essentially you're safe.
Exactly. Fuck. Again, like, is it the pussification of us? Like, you know what I mean? Is it like because this stuff is happening more and more and more where you're hearing these just completely ridiculous things where it's like, you know, again, and I hate the whole, well, back in my day kind of shit. Like, that's, you know, it's kind of a false equivalency, but like, what the fuck is going on where somebody can knowingly go to a haunted house and then think they have the right to sue because they got scared? Like, where the fuck did we go so damn wrong?
Oh, you know what? I saw that in the movie theater, and I was so scared. I'm gonna sue the filmmakers, the movie theater, the actors, the production company.
I mean, now I heard when the Human Centipede first came out, I heard of some people trying to do that. Now that thing was showed in like the most limited theaters, and everybody knew what that fucking movie was about.
Find that movie,
right? Exactly. Like everyone knew what that fucking movie was about. It said flat out on the movie poster, "This is a movie about fucking people getting sewn from ass to mouth." Yeah. And people tried to sue because it was disgusting, and they, you know, their delicate sensibilities couldn't handle it. No.
Was this the Centipede?
Yeah.
Human Centipede.
Okay, no, that's
I never watched that because I read how horrible it was. It was disgusting.
Fucking great. What an amazing horror movie.
Cinematic masterpiece.
Did you hear Arthur? Like
it was amazing.
Twisted.
It was fucking amazing. It has been such a long time since I've seen a fresh idea in the realm of horror. Like, and I'm not even joking. It has been so long.
It definitely was a unique idea.
It was brand new. It was so good. The second one was shit. The third one was even fucking worse because, you know, they're just playing it up. But
no, it's got a 15-foot long human centipede.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. The entire prison of fucking goddamn. But
Super Patty says in the comments because she used to go every year to the zombie walk where everybody dressed up as zombies and they'd walk through the city of Toronto.
Yeah.
And it was too scary for little kids, so they had to change it to the Halloween parade.
Like, then don't bring the kids.
Yes, it's the same as when people get mad at the gay pride. Yeah. Why are you bringing your little kid if you don't, you know what's going to happen there?
Like, I mean, now that's an argument that, you know, again, like I think there's validity to both sides. You know what I mean? Like, even as a 31-year-old man, I don't want to be walking down the street and seeing some dude helicoptering his dick around. But that fucking parade's not for me. There's dudes there that want to see that. So fucking by all means.
For
like,
the most part, though, really,
you know?
Unless you are like, I don't even know where you would see that because it's so jammed packed. to see that, you have to be really at the front of the barrier.
You got to be there. You got to be fucking looking.
You can't just be like, oh, I'm on my way to Starbucks. Oh my God, a dick.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't work that way. But I just don't get it. I don't understand where people have just became so soft about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then again, the entitlement of, well, I deserve money. Well, no, you don't deserve a fucking thing. Yeah. You deserve to be fucking shamed for being an idiot. Like, that's the only thing you deserve.
Her reaction on video so I can watch it and laugh at her and cry tears of laughter as she pisses herself. Because that's what I want.
Jesus Christ, Jekyll, you are so
No, I love to watch people in horror places react. Like, as much as I don't like to watch The Ellen Show, I always watch when she sends her producers to the haunted houses because it's funny. Like, I got to see Ariana Grande scared and fall on the floor. Like, that's funny to me.
Oh, you know what I really want to happen to Ariana Grande? I really want her to get another tattoo and have it be misspelled again. Something that says, I'm a stupid cunt.
I want her one dimple that she's so fond of to disappear.
I really dislike Ariana Grande for some weird reason. Yeah.
I hate her because of the season of Big Brother that her brother was on.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know who the hell this bitch was until he started going off like, oh, I'm kind of famous because of, I'm like, who the fuck you talking about? Like,
he's not famous. He's a hanger-on, and now I have to see articles about how his throuple broke up and shit. Fuck off, Frankie Grande.
Wait, are those the people that date two other people?
Yeah, they're in like a committed three-way relationship.
No, bitch, I don't do that. See, that's too
much. If you want to do
that,
that's fine. But I don't want to know about Frankie Grande being in one. And like, oh my God, he's so gross. And he shows up at all these like has-been award shows and stuff. And he's like, oh, just go away.
Just trying to keep that 15 minutes going.
I know. And I always get scared when they have like a celebrity version of Big Brother that he'll show up. I'm like, no.
But like, I kind of feel like that even with this haunted house story. You know, I always feel like this, like, my first instinct is always, well, this is how this person's trying to achieve their 15 minutes of fame. Because that's just how I view people. Like, everybody wants their fucking time in the spotlight, and a lot of people aren't opposed to being in the spotlight for a real fucking douchebag kind of reason. You know what I mean? But that bitch is dumb.
Yeah, she is dumb. So, I just want to say that I would like to, this is awful to say, I'd like to kidnap this lady and bring her to one of those horror places where they literally like scare you and tie you up and, you know,
the ones where like, they stuff you in freezers and shit like that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
That is torture.
Yeah, but you have to sign waivers for that. Like, you have to agree that like this is what's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? Which I'm all for. I don't know. I guarantee you on the ticket of admission, it says how they're not liable for you and your fucking pants. You know what I mean? These things have been in operation for so long that there's no way they don't have, you know, the T's crossed and their I's dotted.
I can't imagine that when somebody comes up and yells behind you. How hard do you fall down? Like, did you fall down a flight of stairs face first that you were so injured that you can't work anymore?
Yeah, that's so fucking weird.
You know what I mean? Like, I could see if maybe you fell backward and bumped your head, but you couldn't have fallen backward if they're behind you. Your instinct is to, you know, collapse, probably into a fetal position.
No, that would be me. I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe any of it. I really don't. This is all put on. This is just for money or fucking, I don't know, internet fame. Who fucking knows people nowadays? But it's definitely not correct.
Yeah. I hate these people. They're trying to ruin it for all of us.
Everybody. Yeah. Everything is getting ruined for everybody. You can't enjoy something if somebody else doesn't. You know what I mean?
It's so true. Sister Patty says she should have just worn a diaper.
Well, and that's kind of where we're kind of heading. You know what I mean? If there's, I mean, it's kind of a weird quote because of what it pertains to, but whatever, I'll just use it as my example anyway. So when the Toronto police were banned from Pride, there was a prominent leader in the community that said, if at least one person in our community is uneasy with the cops, we're all uneasy. And I feel like that's kind of where we're heading now with a lot of stuff. If one person's uncomfortable, then we all have to be uncomfortable. We're not allowed to enjoy things that other people don't enjoy. And as much as I can see some validity to that statement, I mean, that's not fucking correct. Like, that's not how we should be living our lives.
No.
You know, it's just, it's not appropriate. That's not how, I mean, life's supposed to be about variety. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I would hate it if we were all into the same shit, because then what the fuck would we ever talk about? What would we ever argue about? What would we ever butt heads and try to fix? You know what I mean? I just
or even how can you be inspired to learn something new?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I remember the last time there was a large group of people that you know, all agreed on the same thing, and that shit didn't really end too well. So maybe we shouldn't be fucking fighting to remove things that other people enjoy. You know what I mean? Like, as mundane as like even the haunted house might be, like, you taking that away from people or making it anything less than what those people that enjoy it are, that will create hatred. That will create people not liking you or your position or your ideas because you're ruining something that they enjoy.
That makes me hate her, honestly. Right? I like going to these places and getting scared.
Exactly. Now, and like, I don't really like these places, but I already like, and I have no idea who this person is, and I don't like them. Because you know what I mean? You're trying to ruin something for someone else because of your feelings. No, I can't support that. I can't.
Get a life and get a job.
It's more than getting a fucking job.
Psychiatric help.
Yeah.
And get some thicker skin.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be it for today. We'll be back next week unless Arthur's going to another hockey game, you know.
I don't know. I land really late on Sunday, so Monday I'll have to play by ear.
You're going away? Oh yeah, you're going away.
Yeah, I'm leaving this weekend. I leave tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Have a fun weekend and a good trip. That's right. You're gonna have so much fun. Had an emu for me.
No, I ain't going near that fucking thing.
That thing is scary. See its feet?
I don't fuck with them. I fucked with one when I was a kid, and I'll never, ever, ever get close to
another. That likes to hump people and shit too? Like, oh my gosh.
No, Arthur don't fuck with those.
Have the alpaca. I like alpacas. They're so soft.
Yeah.
Hug one. I've always wanted to hug a live alpaca.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Hug it and take a picture. Okay. Right. So anyway, you have a good time. Everybody else, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. And, you know, bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye.